Ofcom investigating GB News over MP's interview with Chancellor. Ofcom has launched an investigation into whether GB News breached impartiality rules by airing an interview between two Tory MPs and Chancellor Jeremy Hunt. Esther McVey and Philip Davies spoke to Mr Hunt on the 11th of March ahead of the spring budget, prompting criticism from some. Media watchdog Ofcom said it was looking at whether the show broke its rules requiring news and current affairs to be presented with due impartiality. It added, "Our investigation will look at the program's compliance with our rules on politicians presenting programs, and whether it included an appropriately wide range of significant views relating to a matter of major political controversy or current public policy." SNP MP John Nicholson, who sits on the Digital, Culture, Media and Sport Committee, previously suggested there had been a breach because the pair acted as interviewers. Ofcom Chief Executive Dame Melanie Dawes later wrote to the committee to clarify the rules on politicians presenting and appearing on TV programs. The guidelines currently say, no politician may be used as a newsreader, interviewer or reporter in any news programs unless, exceptionally, it is editorially justified. In that case, the political allegiance of that person must be made clear to the audience. A number of serving MPs currently host programs on TV. Former Culture Secretary Ms Doris hosts a Friday night talk show for Talk TV, while Tory MP for North East Somerset Rees-Mogg is fronting a regular programme for GB News. Ofcom also confirmed it was not pursuing 40 complaints about due impartiality made about Ms Doris' interview with former Prime Minister Boris Johnson on the 3rd of February. The watchdog said it had exceptionally decided to publish the reasons for its decision because its assessment had involved matters of public interest. A spokeswoman said, "In our view, the combination of pre-recorded interview, in-depth studio analysis and panel discussion within this long-form program was consistent with the current affairs format." At the time of broadcast, Ms Doris was not standing in an election taking place, or about to take place. A range of alternative viewpoints, providing challenge and context to those of Mr Johnson, his government and the Conservative Party more generally, were reflected in the studio panel discussions which were interspersed between each segment of the interview with the former Prime Minister. Given this, the programme did not raise issues under our rules preventing politicians from presenting news programmes, or those concerning due impartiality. Ms Doris has since she will stand down as MP for Mid Bedfordshire at the next general election. In March, Shadow Culture Secretary Lucy Powell said the employment of serving MPs as presenters was very concerning, adding that Ofcom should be looking at these issues. The same month Ofcom ruled an episode of GB News' Mark Staine's show, who was a presenter until earlier this year, broke its broadcasting rules and was potentially harmful and materially misleading. Mr Staine made an incorrect claim about health data providing evidence of a link between the COVID vaccine and higher rates of infection, hospital admission and death, Ofcom said. GB News has been approached for comment.